The truth about discipline. Hey, what's up? It's Patrick. It's Roseby Afire. And I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about the truth about discipline. You know what I'm saying? So on this message, man, I'm just going to be speaking from my personal experience. I can't speak. I'm going to be... What? These words is glitching. Bro, these words is glitching the solar system. Hold on. I'm going to be speaking from personal experience. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you are dealing with discipline, bro, and I'm gonna give you some examples from my personal life, bro. Like, it's like when I was trying to set like some positive routines and stuff like that, positive routines and positive habits in my life. And I was setting them when my life was going good and when my life was going easy and this and that. It's like when times became hard, when rough seasons came, I couldn't stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was setting these routines and these habits when things was going good in my life, when life was going good, like everything was easier. So when hard times came, I stopped doing all that stuff. All those positive routines that I was trying to do, all those positive habits, it's kind of like I let go of them because I built the foundation when things was going easy, when life was going easy. But one thing that I noticed is when I started building and working on my discipline in my rough seasons, when life was hard, those the routines that last forever. In my personal opinion, in my personal experience, it's like when you set the routines and the foundation when life is going hard, that it's like the hard times and the rough season, it's already battle tested. It's like the routine is battle tested by the hard times, if that makes sense. It's like the habit you're trying to build is already battle tested because you already are in the hard times. So it's like it's gonna be easier to stick to it when the easier times come because you was building the foundation of that discipline when things was hard. You get what I mean? So it's like one thing that I'm noticing is like when I'm going through hard seasons and I be using them hard seasons to build like some positive routines and some positive habits and different things because I'm already knowing when the easier times come, I'm gonna be able to stick to them. And it's like it's gonna be able to like fine tune what you're trying to build. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna be easier to battle test the routines and everything that you're going through. It's gonna be easier to fine tune all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what I wanted to say, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like when you're going through rough times and you start building routines and you start building like different habits and all these positive things that you're trying to do in your life, you know what I'm saying? Things you're trying to do for God and this and that. When the easier times comes, bro, it's like you're gonna be able to stick to it. Because like the hard times, they have a way of like battle testing and fine tuning all these routines and habits and like removing what's not necessary and like really cutting down to what works and what doesn't work. So it's like when you're trying to like build something that works, like a routine that works for you or a habit that works for you, in my personal opinion, from what I experienced, it's best to build it when you're going through a rough season. Because the rough season is already going to be able to just water it down and like solidify it. It's going to be able to water it pretty much. That's what I meant. It's going to be able to water it and solidify it and fine tune it. So when the easier times comes, you're going to be able to stick to it. But if you build the routine and the habit in the good times, it's going easy. When the hard times comes, it's like, it's not fine tuned. You ain't even going to be able to stick to it, bro. You ain't even going to be able to stick to it. If you could stick to something in the hard times, you're going to stick to it in the easier times. But if you could stick to something in the easier times, 9 times out of 10, you ain't sticking to it in the hard times. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's some type of like psychology to that, but like, bro, when you could stick to something in the easier times, when the hard times come, it's like, you forget about it, bro, because it's like the hard times have a way of like showing you what's important and really just cutting down to what it really is, bro. Like fine tuning the situation and like that routine and the habit it just has a way to just cut down on like really finding yourself and refining who you truly are. It's like the hard times just have a way of just fine tuning that habit and that routine and, you know, that positive thing you're trying to build. So it's like, that's one thing you could use the hard times for, to fine tune different habits and different routines and stuff like that. You could use the hard times to fine tune these things, bro. I'm telling you, like, the hard times gonna craft those things, bro. When the easier time comes, you're gonna be able to stick to it. When the hard times come back around, you still gonna be able to stick to it. So I guess that's just like a little secret thing. Secret, yeah, you might call it a secret. To some people it's not a secret, but to some people it is. But that's like a little technique, bro. Like when you're trying to build discipline, it's best to start, like, I'm not gonna say the only time to start is the hard times, but one of the best foundations to start building discipline is through the hard times, bro. You know what I'm saying? But let me look at my notes real quick. So I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say, bro. Like, yeah, when you build the routines and the habits and all these positive things in the hard times, bro, it's as though you're building your house on a rock as opposed to building your house on the sand, bro. The hard times is the rock. The easier times is the sand, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro, that's what it feels like. And this is just from my personal experience. The things that I build, the habits and routines that I build when I'm going through rough times, I'm able to stick to them even when the easier times comes, even when the hard times come back again. Because when the hard times come back again, I'm like, bro, this is where I built you. I built you here. So when the hard times come back around, I'm like, yeah, I built you right here on the hard times. So it's like, it's gonna be easier to stick to it anyway. So it's like the hard times was already used to fine tune those routines and those habits and this and that. So I'm like, when the hard times come back around, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna be consistent because I'm already knowing I built the things. The hard times already fine tuned. Everything was already fine tuned. You get what I'm saying? Like everything was already perfectly crafted by the hard times. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. I just wanted to give away this I guess the tips and advice, you know what I'm saying, about discipline, because a lot of people, man, I be seeing a lot of people, let's say they trying to do certain things. Some people trying to work out and, you know, lose weight, work out and this and that. And I feel like, bro, when you start like trying to lose the weight and trying to work out when things is hard, when life is hard, bro, it's like those routines that you build is gonna be able to last, as opposed to trying to do these routines when things is going easy. So when the hard times come, it's just gonna wash away because you're not gonna be able to stick to it. Like you gotta be able to do stuff when things is hard, bro. If you could do stuff when things is hard, man, you could do that stuff forever. Because when the easier times come, you go, I'm telling you, like I already talked about it, but that's pretty much everything I wanted to say, bro. Peace.